Hello, and I'm back. My name's Claire. This is my little YouTube channel about sober living. I don't really post a lot because it's not too much to say, but I needed to post because I am now 6 months sober, 6 months without a drink. So yay me. I know there'll be loads of you that are also exactly at this milestone because I stopped drinking on the 1st of January, and that's obviously a popular choice for giving up things. And so yeah, I haven't had a single drink since the 1st of January this year, 2024. And I thought I'd just check in with you, let you know that yes, still sober, doing absolutely fine. I don't really think about drinking that much. Just to clarify, if you haven't seen my videos before, I wasn't an alcoholic. I was more of a binge drinker, drinking anywhere between 2 and 4 times a week, but I was just drinking too much, having too many hangovers, falling over on occasion, kind of just, the embarrassing stuff that happens when you drink too much. And it just reached a point where it needed to stop. And I have been drinking my entire life since I was a child for confidence mostly, or that's what I thought I needed it for. So for me, the biggest challenge is when there's going to be a social event or something like that. Although any event was always a reason to drink, but yeah, so tomorrow actually I have got an event to go to. I'm working night shifts at the moment, and I've been invited to an old friend's having a few drinks because she's visiting from Australia. So she's been living in Australia for God knows how many years now, and she pops over every now and then. And so there's a few people meeting up tomorrow for drinks. So I said I'll go along, not for long because I have got to work in the evening and I've got to sleep in the morning, so I don't have too much spare time in between those things. But I'm going to go along. I'll be driving and definitely not drinking, and that'll be mildly challenging, but I'm just going to stay for an hour, say hello, and that'll be that. So I don't think that's a big deal. I've recently just come back from visiting my mum over in France, so I had a few days over there. Again, wasn't really tempted. And I'm finding that I don't really think about drinking too much. I have no problem with people drinking around me. It doesn't really make me jealous or want to have a drink. My mum and her partner don't drink a lot anyway. They just have, mum might have a small beer. If we have a meal, her partner might have a pint. And I have no problem just having a Diet Coke or a tonic water or something. It's just not a big deal to me anymore. So I just wanted to quickly reiterate all the benefits that I have had from not drinking. These have all been mentioned probably in all of my previous videos, and so I'll just say them very quickly. I do find that I have more time now that I'm not spending my time A, drinking, or B, suffering from a hangover. That just frees up more time. I'm saving a fortune. I think I've got my phone here. Yes, let me tell you. So I am just over 6 months. We're on the 5th of July that I'm filming this. So I'm 5 days late filming this 6-month video. But I can tell you how much money I've saved at this point now. £1,956.72, based on my very vague and probably low estimation of what I was spending on average per day. So nearly £2,000 saved from not drinking, and I did include things like my Ubers and buying drink at the supermarket, as well as obviously going to the pub. So yes, lots and lots of money saved, which is fabulous. A small win is I don't have to do much recycling anymore. I used to have every single week I'd fill up the big bag with bottles and stuff, and now I could not recycle for 3 weeks and still not fill up that bag. So I mean, it's nothing, but it is something, because all these things in life take a little bit of energy. You know, if you've got to keep putting those bottles out every single week. Yeah, I know it's not a lot, but it's something. Generally I just feel better. Would I say I have more energy? I wouldn't go I wouldn't go that far. I definitely have way more energy on those days that I would have had a hangover. So absolutely, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a week I would have suffered either a mild hangover, just some dehydration, just a bit of fogginess, or potentially a really awful hangover where I end up being sick. So none of that anymore, which is of course fabulous. I'm still in a very happy relationship with someone who also doesn't drink, and I think that has been a huge contributing factor to me not wanting to drink, because I feel like I met this person and I put it out there that I'm not drinking. I don't want to meet someone who drinks or who drinks regularly. I was okay with meeting someone who drinks on occasion. And so I think that keeps me from even considering drinking, because then I'm not going to be the person that they met initially, and that's not fair. So that's not to say that at some point if I had one single drink it would be an issue, but my personal feeling is that if I did have one single drink, then I would probably have another single drink and then another single drink, and then maybe I'd say, right, that's it, I won't do it ever again. But then I might next week do it again because I did it last week. So I know how I work and how that will affect me, so I'm just rather not do it at all. So yeah, the relationship I think is really helpful for me. And the other thing that really keeps me in check is knowing that I have this channel and that I am going to do an update at least once a month, so you guys can kind of make me accountable. And of course, as I always say, you can use the comment section and find an accountability buddy, or just keep yourself accountable in the comments. Let me know how you're getting on, how far. And of course, if you've fallen off the wagon as well, you can share that, get it off your chest, and of course we'll wish you well and to get back on that wagon as soon as you can. What else is this? I mean, there's so many benefits. You just get on with life and you don't even think about it anymore. I've said this before, if you're thinking of quitting drinking, don't expect it to be some kind of magic pill that makes every aspect of your life better. You know, it's not that. And one of the things that I expected and didn't get was weight loss. I actually felt like I gained weight, certainly at the beginning of quitting drinking. And I think that's because I allowed myself to eat more. I relaxed my eating rules. I felt like I deserved to be able to eat what I wanted because I was no longer drinking. But in actual fact, for me, I think what I was drinking was always low calorie stuff. You know, it was a white spirit with a low calorie drink. And then because I made myself feel a bit unwell quite often, I wasn't eating as much as I do now because I never feel unwell. So I definitely gained a bit of weight to start with. And recently, in the last 2 weeks, I've decided I kind of really gained. I felt extra coverage around the middle in an unpleasant way. And so I decided to go onto keto diet, which I've done before. Many years ago, I did keto, and it was, for the time that I kept it up, it was quite, effective. It was quite effective. I lost weight quite quickly and just kept it off whilst I was on keto. But at that point, I was still drinking. And the problem with trying to do a keto diet, which is basically really, really low carbohydrate intake, you try and drink alcohol with barely any carbs in your stomach, you definitely will get too pissed and then you'll get hungover. And also you'll crave carbs when you're pissed, and then you'll crave them again when you are hungover. And if you stick to the diet, you can't eat the carbs. So therefore, how the hell do you get yourself feeling better? My problem was I was always nauseous on hangovers, and the only way to kind of slowly fix me was to eat toast really, really slowly with water, toast and water. And you can't do that on keto because toast is off the menu. So I feel like this time around on keto, I have more chance of being successful because I won't be lowering my resolve about what I'm allowed to eat, what I'm not allowed to eat, because I'm always going to be clear-headed. Whereas, of course, when you are drunk, you make bad choices about what you eat and you break your diet, and because you have that. I mean, it's well known that it affects your frontal cortex, which is basically where you keep your morals. It sounds, I'm simplifying it because that's how I understand it, and I'm a simple person. But basically your frontal cortex is where you have your morals. It's where you have your willpower, I believe. So it's very easy when you're drunk to say fuck it and do the thing that you know you shouldn't be doing. You almost, in a way, you become a slightly different person because you'd never do these certain things you'd never do when you were sober, but you're just like, fuck it, and you do it. And diet, I think, is a major factor for that. So many people I know, when I was way younger, we used to go out with the girls on a night out, and it'd always end up with us munching on takeaway at someone's house at the end of the night, or on the way home eating some crap like kebabs and chips and stuff. And of course, if you take the drink out of it, most people wouldn't do that, even if they were out on a night out. If they've eaten already, they probably don't feel like eating again. But I think alcohol stimulates your appetite as well, because I always feel like I want something salty and crisps or chips, or something crunchy once I've had a few drinks. So there is definitely that benefit. So I have lost a few pounds already on the keto diet. Hasn't come off as quickly as it did last time I did it, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly, because I'm not counting my macros, which means counting your how much protein, how much carbs, how much, what else is there, fat. I'm not counting that at the moment. I'm just eating very, very low carb food and seeing how I get on, because I don't want to be too strict to start with. And so that's the keto diet that I'm doing. And I do think when it comes to this quitting alcohol situation, you get to a point where you think, what's next? Because I've I'm 6 months in now, half a year, which is so amazing, and things are just leveled out. It's not really a challenge. It's not a challenge not to drink. So it's like, okay, maybe it's time to take on a new challenge, a project or something like that. So for me, and this isn't a conscious thing, it's just happened this way, but then it's occurred to me that, I'm 6 months in, and maybe it's about the right time to sort of tackle my diet and weight. And the other thing, as I mentioned, my finances definitely much better off for not drinking alcohol. And so I have been much more focused on my goals financially, in terms of, for me, I really want to pay my house off as quickly as I can. I've been a bit of a spender most of my life, only ever paying the minimum of my normal mortgage payment, not really been a great saver. And it's only been the last 4 or 5 years I have concentrated much more on those things. But now I'm becoming a bit more laser focused and really want to sort of drill down on my mortgage, get that paid off as quickly as I possibly can. And also considering career changes, I've looked at, should I train in something that's going to give me a professional qualification where I can earn much more money, or are there options for me to do better job-wise, and therefore obviously financially, and therefore follow my financial goals and do better at those. So yeah, I think 6 months in is a really good time to start considering what your focus should be now. You know, is there a project you could take on? And of course, you're watching this, you might be in a completely different stage of life than I am. I'm 46. Don't have any dependents, live on my own. So if you have children or family, then of course you're going to have very different goals and whatnot than me. If you're very young, if you're in your 20s, then, you know, again, different focus, I'm sure. But yeah, think about, now you have this clear head. You've had this clear head for however long you've had it for. It's a good time to start thinking about what next, and probably not if you're right early on in your I don't want to say journey, but I suppose it is. If you're very early on in your sober journey, then it might not be the time to tackle anything too big. But I think now here at 6 months, and it might be 5 months or 4 months for you, you know, however you kind of feel. But for me, it just seems about right now, 6 months, time to consider new projects, what to focus on, yeah, just where to put my energy now. So, because everything is great. Everything is tickety-boo, very happy in my life, which is so nice. I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I attribute that to a couple of things. Of course, a good relationship. I've never had a good relationship. So that's amazing, but I would not be in this relationship if I was drinking, and that's a fact. We would not have connected in the first place. So yeah, I'm just really happy. This has been the best thing that I've done for a long time, and yeah, long may it continue. So let me know where you are at. Are you just starting, or are you considering, or are you long way down the line, much further than me? Let me know in the comments. Let us all know what benefits you have seen in the whole not drinking malarkey thing. I think that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye. And then